Nice to see you all. Welcome to Deep Flow. Missed you guys last week, so it's great to be back. Let's just get started on our backs. It looks like that's a trend starting here, so let's go with that. So you can just lay down flat. You can bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to open wide for reclined butterfly. In that pose, you can tuck blocks under your knees or a block under your back. These are just options for using the props that are available to you. Maybe try a few different things and see what just feels good where you can arrive here this evening. This is where we take a few moments to make this transition. It really is a transition when we step onto our mats. We begin to drink in this time and this space. Begin to just notice, invite in kind of a witness to your experience of arriving here tonight without any expectations. So we practice the law of detachment while we're here tonight, one of the 7 spiritual laws of yoga. And we start by detaching, making the intention, setting the intention of releasing the noise, internal and external, the events of your day, your week, whatever you still have going on this evening, whatever mental chatters talking to you. And we use our breath as a tool to get there, to breathe in this present moment awareness and to breathe out this noise, this clutter. We breathe in the warmth we feel. We breathe out the conditions outside, whatever it took to get here. We move into our Durga Pranayama 3-part yogic breath. Breathing in from the belly, expanding out through the rib cage, filling up the chest all the way to the top of your lungs. And a very slow exhale through the nose. We breathe back down. At the very bottom of your exhale, just gently draw your belly muscles down towards the spine. Squeeze out that last bit of breath. And then fill back up, inhaling 3-part yogic breath, Durga Pranayama. That exhale gets symbolic of letting go, detaching. So for this next hour, we're here. Intention of unplugging, letting go, just that art of surrender, inviting in more of a timeless state of awareness, breath awareness, body awareness, mindfulness, breathing out the noise, the clutter. As we continue with our 3-part yogic breath, noticing the stillness, noticing the silence, the quiet, withdrawing from our senses and bringing that awareness right to our 3rd eye center, Ajna chakra. Just noticing how you feel, what you experience, without grasping onto, again, any expectations of how you should feel or what you should see. Let's take one more breath here. Durga Pranayama, 3-part yogic breath. Inhaling deeply, peacefully. Breathing out. You do not need while you are here. Let's draw our right knee into our chest. Extend our left leg long to the mat. Into this wind-releasing pose. And we just gently pull that knee up. Interlacing fingers in front of the shin. Or maybe even holding on to forearms, wrists, or all the way up towards the elbows. And just breathe right into that gentle squeeze that you feel. That compression. Taking one more breath in. Just a nice easy twist. Cross the right knee over the left side of your mat. And then release your right arm out. If it feels okay on the neck, you can turn your gaze over the right arm. And maybe a block is tucked under the left knee. You can roll all the way over that left hip. Not forcing that knee over. Just allowing it to rest and kind of fall over to the side. Inviting in this slow pace, slowness. Taking one more breath here. And coming back to center. Straighten your right leg long. Take a moment to just notice your body, your mind, your breath. And then drawing the left knee up into the chest. Taking a few breaths here when you're releasing pose on this side. And just that gentle pull up. You're only getting a nice stretch for the hip. Seeing if you can feel your breath. Feel that sensation. Massaging the front organs here. Purifying with each inhale. Breathing in. Just let go. That stuff we build up in our bodies, but also in our minds, our attachments. We're here to create some space. Take another breath in. Let's move into a nice easy twist on this side, allowing that left knee now to cross over, roll over your right hip. Carry that knee with you. Maybe tuck a block underneath it. And release the left arm out. Gaze can stay straight up or roll over towards the left arm. Maybe the eyes are closed. And one more inhale here. And coming back through center, let's hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a silent thank you. Welcome yourself here. Maybe gently rock side to side. We'll massage for the low back. Just a little bit of rhythmic movement. And you can begin to rock forward and back if that feels good, right? Rock and roll, and gaining a little bit of momentum. Balancing a little bit as you roll up. Eventually we're going to meet in a cross-legged seat, so you can either roll over to one side and press up or rock yourself up to cross-legged seat. Grounding down to the sits bones, finding a tall spine. Inhale, reach your hands up overhead. Energizing through your fingertips. From the spine long, relaxing the shoulders. Your gaze slightly floats up. The symbolic gesture of just here to receive, to let go of everything else, let go of the noise. Take another breath in. And then walk your right fingertips out and gently rest your left hand to the side of your head as you just drop the left ear towards the shoulder. Again, not pulling, not pressing. Adjust sort of where your chin lies, where you get a nice stretch into the side of the neck. And breathe there. One more inhale. Release your left fingertips down and roll your chin to center. And now lightly roll your right ear towards the right shoulder. And now the right hand will gently place the side of the head near the left ear. Walk the left fingertips out, maybe even slightly hovering. Wherever you get a nice stretch, find that sweet spot. Wherever you might be holding any tension in the body, and send your breath, send some peace. That message of releasing, of letting it go. Take one more breath in here. And releasing right fingertips down. Rolling chin back down to center. And nice and slow, we'll just continue that roll, that left ear over towards the left shoulder, pausing, moving very slowly through these neck rolls, and coming back down through center, and over to the right shoulder. And now we can just continue very, very mindfully from side to side, or if you would like to continue your neck rolls and gazing sort of up, making a complete roll, complete circle. And just moving very slowly with awareness. Continue to breathe. Notice we can create some space where it feels good to move. Notice massaging also that throat center, Shuddha chakra. Inviting in awareness here. Balance which allows us to speak and hear our truth. Let's bring our chin back down to center, and then we'll just lift our head up. And again, reaching hands back up overhead. And that energy almost to shoot out of your fingertips. And the face is soft. Invite in a soft smile to the face. Take another breath here. Now coming to a twist, bringing the left hand over to the right knee, and the right fingertips just gently swing around. And walk them in towards the tailbone. Tenting the fingers, gently press them into the earth and lengthen the spine. Take a breath in here. As we breathe out, maybe continue turning the gaze over the right shoulder, relaxing into the twist, keeping the spine long, the face soft, maybe the eyes closed. And let's take one more breath in here. And releasing back to center. Reaching hands up overhead, inhaling, feeling that length, that rise, that energy up. Moving into our twist on the other side. Right hand to the left knee, left fingertips. Just gently walk back. Press into the fingertips like a kickstand to lengthen the spine, gazing at the left wall. Maybe eyes are closed. Take another breath in here. Maybe continue turning that gaze over the left shoulder. Inhaling 3-part yogic breath. And slowly releasing. From here, we're just going to roll forward into child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, knees stay wide, and let your forehead rest down. Any adjustments. Arrive into our Balasana, child's pose. If you're still feeling at all a little scattered, a little flighty, attached to the events of our day, our week, our thoughts. Allow this pose to be that place which grounds you, which holds you. Allow this noise to pour out of your third eye center. And allow it to dissolve into the space beneath you. Invite in the slowness. Present moment awareness, the breath, and this simple gesture of surrender and letting go. We'll take one more breath in. Let's make our way forward to hands and knees, tabletop pose. And now let's move our spine through cat-cow. Inhale, lift your tail. Belly drop. Pull the chest forward, lift the chin. Cat pose. Start at the tailbone, tuck, and then round through each vertebrae. Press your hands into the earth. Drop the head. Inhaling forward, just this fluid nature as we awaken the spine, moving with our breath and creating space. And breathing out. Right, drawing belly muscles back towards the spine, pressing the mid-back up and dropping the head. And just continue either forward and back through these cat-cow. Maybe the eyes are closed, so we have that third eye awareness. Or if you'd like to add any variations here, bringing the hips into it, shifting to one side, stretching the back towards the heels. No rights or wrongs. Moving with that awareness of what feels good. Letting go of what we should be doing or how we should look. We just embrace what is, and we notice and feel as we breathe. And open up these channels. I'm going to meet back in a downward facing dog. No rush in arriving. To come into down dog, we tuck our toes and stretch our legs long. We ground down through our palms, spread out the fingers. Create some space in the shoulders, between the ears and shoulders. Palms are flat. Just mindful that our wrists are straight, so when we peek forward, just make sure the middle finger of each hand faces 12 o'clock. The head hang heavy, gazing back between the feet, or again, maybe the eyes are closed, and allow your whole body to breathe here. And walk your hands back to meet your feet. We'll come into ragdoll, a forward fold at the back of our mat. Now feet can stay hip width or even wider, shoulder width, mat width. You reach over and hold each opposite elbow, maybe threading your thumb into elbow crease. And we bend our knees as much as needed. And we feel the feet just plugged into our mat below. We allow the upper body to literally just hang forward. Breathe. You feel that release, the space between each vertebrae, this pleasant heaviness. And here we continue to allow any noise pour out of the top of our head, the events of our day, our week, roll off of our shoulders here. Maybe slightly we sway side to side or shake the head yes and no. Just do what feels good. Staying here, or the variation of interlacing fingers either behind the back, stretching arms up overhead, or interlacing fingers right at the base of the skull, not pulling, just allowing that head to hang a little heavier. Let's take one more breath here, wherever we are. And lightly release your hands to the mat. So we'll bring our feet in hip width apart. So you can tuck about 2 fists side by side. We'll take a halfway lift, sweeping hands back by the hips like airplane wings with strong legs. And we pull the heart forward and fold back down. Empty the lungs. Release, let go, breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Press into the feet, sweep back. Feel the heart pull you forward. And again, release back down. Soften the knees, drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift, sweep back, pull forward, and fold back down. Keeping the knees soft, we'll roll up to standing. Nice and slow, arms stay heavy, fingertips heavy. Chin stays tucked into the chest, the last to rise. Letting that strength come from our core, like a cord is slowly pulling us up, one vertebrae at a time. And we arrive into Tadasana, mountain pose, with eyes closed, or a soft gaze down. Plug into your feet, literally just plug into the mat, the earth below, feeling the 4 corners of your feet. Energizing the legs as if you were squeezing a block right between your thighs. Feel your tail lengthen, tuck down. Feel your fingertips drawn down, and the shoulder blades integrate with the spine. Soft smile on the face, a simple gesture of standing with new awareness, perhaps, with breath awareness, feeling your breath from the soles of your feet kind of rise up as you breathe in, and sending that breath back down as if you feel the release right out the feet. Inhale, you can invite in all that nourishes you now that you are here. And we breathe out, we dissolve below what we do not need while we are here. Take another breath in with this awareness, with this intention. And we breathe out and let go. Let's reach our hands up overhead, come into extended Tadasana. Letting that energy rise, shoot out of the fingertips as we continue to plug into our feet below. Soft smile on the face, shoulders relaxed. Pinky spiral in, thumbs out. Take another breath in here. And let's release and fold forward, hinging from the hip joints, spilling out over the legs, and drop the head. Halfway lift, sweep palms back as the heart pulls you forward. And fold back down. And let's walk back forward to a downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to settle back in. Bring your feet to touch. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee and peel open your hips, twisting from the waist. Keeping the arms strong. Trying to collapse you to the left side. Flare out those toes. Feel your breath in the right side of your body. And then come back to your three-legged down dog. Keep that right leg lifted as you dial the right hip down. Press through your right heel, toes flex down. And knee to nose, nice and slow. Draw your knee into your chest. We're rounding like cat pose. And look forward. Step your right foot next to your right hand. And we'll lower our left knee down for our low lunge. Now if you need some more padding here, you can fold your mat over. Or tuck your towel underneath that back knee. Find that 90-degree alignment here. And you can stay here and walk your hands up to your thigh. Begin to feel that lift from the chest. And we squeeze inner thighs in towards one another. And you can stay here, or maybe sweep your hands really out wide back behind you. Again, energizing through your fingertips. Feeling the openness of your heart. Strength of your core. Taking another breath in. And now draw your hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And we'll twist to the right. So we're going to hook the left elbow outside of the right knee. Turning to twist towards the right wall. If it's a little bit too deep, we can have a little bit more of an open twist here. Hand to outside of knee, right hand to the low back. Our twist very symbolic of releasing, of letting go, twisting out, right? All that we build up, toxins, clutter, physical, mental. Let's take one more breath here. And then bring both hands down to the inside of the right foot, keeping palms connected or dropping to your elbows, and just drop your head here. You can also use blocks underneath your forearms. You can scoot that right foot out. And just tuck your chin into your chest and let the head go. That's what we tend to hold up. Right? We carry the weight of our world on our shoulders. We come to our mats. We ask ourselves to let that go. Let's take another breath in here. And walking back up onto your hands. Scooting that right foot back in, we walk back up to our right thigh, lift through the heart, staying here. Again, sweep out, inhale. And this time as you exhale, sweep your arms forward, palms face up. And then inhale, sweep back, right? Lift through the heart, squeeze inner thighs in. And again, exhale, sweep forward. Once more, inhale, back. And connecting hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Step your right foot back. Take a moment to settle in here. On your next breath in, lift your heels. Come to the balls of your feet. Lift up nice and high. Hold here. Begin to press your chest towards the thighs. And now bend your knees so your shins hover. And we continue to melt the heart towards your thighs. Let's all connect our knees to the mat, tops of the toenails down. Look forward and breathe forward past your wrist, keeping a flat back and lower to your belly. Nice and slow with control. And come all the way down. Take a moment here to make a pillow with your hands, right? Just stacking palms and let your forehead rest so your nose has a little space to breathe. Feel your breath connected to that space beneath you. Feel this slowness, stillness, third eye awareness. Into a Sphinx pose now, bringing forearms to the mat, keeping elbows under the shoulders, flatten out your palms right out in front of you. And our legs are engaged now, so as we press the tops of the feet down, maybe lifting the kneecaps, root your tailbone into the earth. And begin to open through the chest, like you're trying to move yourself forward. Maybe close the eyes here, no tension in the face, just feel that energy rise up the spine, that traction in the spine. Take one more breath in here. And releasing forehead to the mat. Child's pose. Let's press back, bringing knees out wide, stretching hips back to the heels. And once again, we come back to Balasana, to surrender. This grounding place. We have total clarity in this moment, this breath, in this posture. Taking one more inhale here. And slowly back to downward facing dog. Taking your time to move forward. Tap your toes and stretch back. And just noticing. Let's bring our feet to touch and sweep your left leg up. Bend your knee and peel open the hips here, stacking the left hip on top of the right. And the arms nice and long, melting your chest towards the right thigh. Flaring out through the toes. And stretch back, three-legged down dog. Keep that leg lifted, dial the left hip down. Press through your left heel with toes flexed down. Inhale. And knee to nose, nice and slow. Pull the knee into the chest, round in the spine, look forward and step your left foot through. And lower the right knee down to the mat. And an option here to pad your mat with a towel or folding your mat over. Staying here. We're now walking your hands up to your left thigh, feeling the chest rise, the heart lift. And this gentle squeeze, get inner thighs in towards the midline and the core strong. Staying here or sweeping arms really out wide, energizing through the fingertips, feeling the openness you receive here as you breathe in and out. Take another breath in. Now draw our hands and our awareness right to our heart center. Take another breath in. This time we'll twist to the left. And we can hook the right elbow outside the left knee, gently pressing the palms together so they're in front of the heart. Or we find a more open twist here. Bringing the right hand either to the mat or outside the left knee. Maybe the eyes close. And then we return to this twist. We literally compress the organs in the backside of the body, squeezing out byproducts. Also twist out stagnant energy, things that feel a little stuck, clogged, fragmented. Take another breath here, and then we'll bring our hands to the inside of our left foot. And be scooted out a bit to make room, staying with arms straight, palms flat. Grab your block, or maybe coming down to your elbows. And wherever we go, drop the head, let it go. Tuck your chin into your chest. Even if this is most likely a challenging stretch, a deep sensation, let it be just that, right? Detach from it here. See if this can be an act of surrender, of awareness, of breath. This be a grounding place. Just feel that solid connection to our center. Let's take one more breath in here. Walking back up onto our hands. Scooting that left foot back in. Bringing hands back to the left thigh and lifting through the heart as we squeeze inner thighs in. Maybe sweeping once again, arms out wide. Inhale to receive. And this time sweep forward. Almost like an offering, palms face up and send out. Inhale, lean back and breathe right into your heart. Arms out wide. And exhale. Inhale. And this time connecting palms to the earth, downward facing dog, stepping your left foot back. Settling in here. Grounding through the palms, maybe closing the eyes. On your next breath in, lift your heels, come to the balls of your feet, onto the tippy toes. And then bend the knees, press your chest back, your hips back. And lower your knees to the mat. Inhale forward with a nice flat back, strong core, and lower. Right, all the way. Once again, rest your forehead down on your pillow. And feel this gesture of surrender. Your body soften. Like you're literally being held by two loving hands here. This connection to a universal intelligence. Taking another breath in. And then again, we can lift up. We can come back to our Sphinx pose. Or if you'd like to come into Cobra pose, maybe on the fingertips, walking fingertips out off the mat. And we'll tent the fingers right underneath the elbows. Roll your shoulders down your back and feel that openness in the heart. Clipping all of our toenails into the mat, rooting our tailbone down to protect the low back. And closing the eyes, keeping the neck long, right? So we don't have any wrinkles in the back of the neck. Taking one more breath in here. And releasing back down. Again, child's pose, Balasana, shift back. And stretch back and allow your forehead once again to connect down and to let things pour out, any noise, clutter. It's our time to defrag, to unplug, to detach. We learn to detach on our mat, and to let go. Find that ability to take this knowledge, this awareness with us off our mats. And that ability to let go and to detach, sometimes off the mat. And nice and slow, once again, downward facing dog, coming forward, hands and knees, tucking your toes, stretching back. Bend our knees, look forward, and step to the top of your mat. Coming back to a forward fold. We'll take our halfway lift here, sweeping fingertips back as the heart pulls forward and folding back down. Let's rise all the way up. Plug into your feet. Sweep your hands up overhead. Extended Tadasana. Receive. And draw hands and awareness to heart center. Gaze at the fingertips or close the eyes. With awareness, we stand at our center. We stand grounded. We welcome ourselves here to this moment. Notice this next breath in from the heart. Feel this sense of peace and awareness just flood and permeate through every cell, every fiber of your being. Come into tree pose from here. The right leg grounded. You can bring the left heel to rest above your ankle, staying here. Maybe that foot lifts up to the calf below the knee or to your upper thigh, just avoiding pressing directly into your knee. And you just notice when you Invite in the essence of Tadasana as we stand in tree pose. We still stand grounded, centered, staying here, or maybe growing our branches up, reaching our arms up overhead. Maybe the gaze floats up between the hands. And feel that energy just shooting out of your fingertips. A slight lift, a slight back bend from the heart. Take one more breath here. Now let's draw our left knee into our chest, interlacing fingers in front of your shin, or maybe under your thigh. Stand tall. And now let's release the hands up overhead. We're going to slowly step back. Left foot takes a giant step back. Hands to the inside of the right foot once again. And just pause here, keeping that back leg straight. And now walk your hands over to the left. So we'll come into a wide-legged fold facing the side wall. Make sure your big toes are turned to 12 o'clock. And just allow your upper body to hang forward, bringing your weight forward into the balls of your feet. Elbows can be bent, arms can be straight out in front of you or even walk behind you. Keep your legs engaged here, hugging your muscles to the bone, staying stable. And let your legs be that grounding element of this pose, and the upper body is where our surrender comes into play. Allow our head to hang heavy when we breathe into the entire backside of the body. Another breath in. And from here, let's walk forward. Walking your hands forward to a halfway-like position with in palms grounded. Take a moment to really press your palms into the earth. Feel the strength of your core here. Draw those belly muscles up and back towards your spine. Imagine you just feeling this earth connection and this core connection that you can almost just float your feet off the mat. We'll try that next. Take another breath in here. And let's just bend back forward, but this time walk towards the back of your mat, hands to the inside of your left foot. Lower your right knee down to the mat. And now turn your left foot out to about 10 o'clock and bring your left hand to the top of your thigh or knee and gaze over your left shoulders. It's a little bit of a twist here. To go deeper, you can drop your right elbow down to the mat. Of course, that's optional. Your foot can be flat, or you can roll to the outer edge of your left foot. And there's a final variation here of bending your back knee, catching the top of your right foot with your left hand. That's a very deep stretch for the quad and for the knee. Right? So if it's there and it feels good in your body, if it's not, we let go of, that wanting to grab the foot and just notice that experience. Let's take one more breath wherever we are. Without slingshotting, if you are connected to your back foot, we all bring our hands down to the mat, pyramid pose, straighten your back leg, tucking the toes, and now walk your right foot in and straighten through both legs. We're going to ground down through both feet, so it might be a nice short stance here. Just making any adjustments so that you are grounded through the feet, feeling that weight equal distribution in the feet, so it's not just all about the front leg. Now take a halfway lift, airplane wings, hands sweep back, heart pulls forward, feel the left hip pull back, and release back down over that left leg, drop the head. Beautiful, inhale, halfway lift, palms sweep back, heart pulls forward, and again releasing back down. Once more, halfway lift. Breathe up your spine, hold here, and now bring your right hand down to the mat, grabbing your block, and sweep your left arm up towards the sky. So bring in, once again, an element of a twist. Keep yourself grounded through that back leg. Send your energy through your left fingertips. Take one more breath here. And bring both hands back down to the mat. Walk your hands to the inside of the left foot. And back over towards the right now, once again facing the side wall, maybe widening your stance, and back to our wide-legged forward fold. From here, let's come back to that halfway lift. This time bring your hands to your hips, and with strong legs, lift all the way up. And we come into a 5-pointed star, so we continue reaching fingertips out And let's turn our toes, big toes out to 11 and 1 or 10 and 2. Grounding through the feet, strong in the legs. Feel that power just igniting from your core and just streaming out. Now from the heart, we feel a slight lift into our fingertips, back down into our toes. Maybe the eyes are closed. Take another breath in and come into goddess pose. Just gently squat down, sliding down that invisible wall. And then inhale, rise back up. Fill up with breath. And exhale, nice and slow. Once more, inhale, rise up, 5-pointed star. Exhaling, holding here. Imagine you're holding right between your palms like a sphere. Maybe it's an object, maybe it's not. Maybe there's warmth, light, sensation, maybe there is not. Notice just that space between. Hold here, this awareness with breath. Take one more breath in. And bringing hands to the hips, straighten your legs, turn your big toes back in, and we'll fold back forward into Prasarita. And now walk yourself to the front of your mat, hands to the inside of your right foot. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot and lower your left knee down to the mat. Turn your right foot out to about 2 o'clock. Now we'll place our right hand to the top of our knee, thigh, and gaze over our right shoulder. And maybe your big toe, your right big toe is off the mat. Give your hip a little space to open up to the extent that feels good in your body. Maybe rolling over to the edge, outer edge of that right foot. Staying here, or there is the variation of bending the back knee, if that feels good in your body, and catching the top of your left foot with your right hand. All the while, we feel that lift in the heart. Someone's just gently pressing between your shoulder blades. Taking one more breath in. Out slingshotting, both hands connect. Turn your right foot back in. Pyramid pose, tuck your back toes, straighten your left leg. And now we're going to walk the left foot up and flatten through both feet, folding over the left leg. Feeling a sense of balance between both feet. And halfway lift, palms sweep back, heart pulls forward, and that right hip kind of folds back with us. We'll release back down over that right leg, dropping the head. Again, inhale, heart pulls forward, legs strong. Exhaling, releasing once again back down. Halfway lift, inhale, hold here. We'll come into our twist, left hand down to the block or to the mat. Right arm now sweeps high. Feel that right hip just gently pull back, maintaining that connection through your back leg. Energy through your right fingertips. One more breath in. And releasing both hands. This time let's step forward to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Again, halfway lift, inhaling. And folding back down. Reaching all the way up for the sky, pressing down, plugging into the feet, sweeping tall. Extended Tadasana. Receive this breath in. And draw your hands and your awareness to heart-centered tree pose. This time the left leg stays grounded. Maybe the right heel just rests above your left ankle. Or maybe to your calf muscles below the knee, or to the upper thigh above the knee. Again, we just notice. We fall out. It's okay. And we let go of what we should look like. We can stay here with hands connected at the heart. Or if it feels good, just that energy of growing your branches up, maybe the gaze floats up. Maybe the eyes are closed. And just notice that experience. Take another breath here. And now draw your right knee up into your chest, interlacing fingers in front of your shin, or holding on under your thighs, standing tall, grounded, still feeling that element of Tadasana, in the midst of balance and challenge. Reaching arms up overhead. Now we're going to take a giant step back with the right foot. Hands come down to the mat. This time, downward facing dog. Go ahead and just step your left foot back. And reach your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hips. Right, so we know we can stay right here. If it feels good to flip your dog, right, to come into flip dog or wild thing, right, that's an option. And let it be a heart opening expression. Maybe reaching all the way towards the front door or just straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to all meet in a three-legged down dog, reaching that right heel up towards the sky. We'll come into our half pigeon pose. Gently bringing the right knee forward, and it's going to come to the right edge of the mat behind our right wrist. We lower the left knee, we just lightly begin to straighten that back leg, making sure this is okay for the right knee, otherwise we roll to our back. Our hips are square. We're really falling over here. We can tuck a block for support under that right hip. And once we've felt the foundation, we've settled in, feels okay. We just bring ourselves forward. We find that surrender and drop the head, connecting the forehead all the way down to a block or all the way down to the mat. Notice how there are choices we can make in our practice on our mat. We can choose to fidget, to struggle here, to let our mind wander. We can set the intention to surrender and breathe, and even in perhaps the presence of intensity, the sensations you feel physically, an ability to keep the breath strong, the mind focused, finding clarity in surrender here, the ability to breathe deeply, to create space. Awareness, we breathe in fully without strain. As we breathe out, we literally feel that essence of letting go. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog, right, knowing that there's no rush to arrive. We'll take a minute or so to explore any movement in your body that helps you to release that. Whatever that means for you. It's child's pose, or just walking out your down dog. It's kind of moving your hips, moving your spine, and back down to hands and knees. Once again, no rights or wrongs. Moving with that awareness. Allowing that inner teacher to guide us. Trusting yourself, that you know where to go. Right where you need to be. And then when you feel ready, we'll come back to down dog. Reach our left leg up towards the ceiling. Bending your knee. Peel open your hips. Notice how they feel at this point in your practice. Now stay here and just breathe. Or lightly flip your dog. And letting it just feel graceful in your own way with awareness. And we just feel it right from the heart, maybe reaching his left fingertips all the way up towards the front door. Wherever we are, taking another breath in. We'll meet back in a three-legged down dog, reaching the left heel up towards the sky, and half pigeon pose on this side. Gently, we bring that left knee forward to the left edge of the mat. As we straighten the right leg behind us, maybe tucking a block under the left hip to help keep them square. Come on, tuck that left foot forward, just a deep breathing expression. Find that growing edge. And then once you set up the foundation, feel safe, we surrender. Very symbolic of dropping our head, allowing our forehead to connect to whether it's the mat or a block or your fist. Just as we were laying on our bellies earlier, that pillow, two loving hands. The opportunity to totally surrender and to let go. Invite in the sound of ocean waves with our breath. Ujjayi pranayama. Feel that essence of a whisper, an ocean wave in the back of your throat. So once again, we invite our awareness to our throat center, Vishuddha chakra. Allowing us to speak, to hear our truths. Find our self-expression through speech, through song. Ability to hear others and to hear their truth. Taking one more breath in. Any rush this time as we lift up. We'll roll over onto that left side, removing the block. Come back to a cross-legged seat. Bringing palms face up into chin mudra. Joining the thumb and pointer finger in each hand. Just notice. We'll take a few minutes here to just breathe, to invite in, once again, the stillness. I'll be coming around with an essential oil blend containing peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary, and lemon. If this speaks to you, I'll place a drop or so in your left palm, which is where we receive. If this does not, you can just place your left palm or both palms down, and I will not choose to offer that. If you would like it, once the drop's in your palm, you can just make a few circles with your other hand, and a few options. One is to just cup your hands and breathe in deeply for a few rounds. If you don't have any sensitivity, you could even lightly rest your palm or rub it a few times on your chest to open up these channels for breathing. And again, at this time, if you would like to choose to not have any essential oils, part of your practice closing out, just place your palms face down. We'll come back into our Durga Pranayama three-part yogic breath. If you feel oil and receive it, option to make circular movements into your left palm with your right fingers. You can either judging it. You have felt a sense of completion with the seated posture, the aromas experienced. We'll roll down to our backs and come into our final pose of rest, Shavasana. We find ourselves in Shavasana, whichever expression we choose. This final act of surrender in our practice this evening. If it's touching you, just move it aside unless you are using your blocks. In this very peaceful space that we've created together. Through movement and breath, asana, intention. We now receive, we continue to share this energy, this space. We effortlessly allow ourselves to receive, to continue to just be here. Toes and fingers, straightening your legs out if they are bent, maybe reaching arms up overhead and finding that yawn-like stretch and inhaling deeply. Drawing knees into the chest, We'll roll over to our left side and rest here for a moment in fetal pose. Mindful of this transition as we move from corpse, Shavasana, into fetal. It's symbolic of a new cycle of ourselves. An opportunity to let go. And now bringing ourselves up to a seated position. Maybe the eyes stay closed. We will meet in Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center. You still smell the aromas. Maybe once again just cupping your hands in front of your nose, taking a deep breath in and out. Once again, coming to Anjali Mudra. Just bow into ourselves, noticing the effects of our practice. Any shifts, no matter how small. Just planting that seed of awareness, where we might be able to let go and detach off our mats. So we stay connected to this place of center and this place of what we hold here in our hearts. So draw our thumbs up to third eye center, right between the eyebrows. We honor that inner teacher. And we close by also honoring the light within and seeing the light in others. We bow forward together and we say, Namaste. Thank you all for joining me tonight. It's such a pleasure. Each week I look forward to guiding this class. I hope to see you next Thursday. Sonia teaches this class on Monday nights. So have a wonderful evening. Be safe getting home. Second day of spring.